Okay. Hey everyone. What's up? We'll see if this gets started or not. Yep, there it goes. Okay. Alright. Hope you guys are looking forward to Doom! No, I don't mean the game Doom. We've already gone through that one. Just Doom is kind of a concept sort of a thing. Because, sometimes when you're doomed, things tend to be, whoa! Okay, apparently we can't do that here. Alright, I can fix that. Let's try this instead. Ah! Okay, sure. Give me a moment. Apparently it's being obstinate. And it's the wrong resolution. Why is this the wrong resolution? Hey. Where's, there we are. Is this... There's... Why is it not letting me? There's no resolution option. It's just this is the resolution, or I could be full screen. Somehow that doesn't surprise me, Lava. I guess we can do this up here instead. Whoop, wrong thing. Sure, we'll do it on this page. Maybe it'll be better suited. Okay, so... No, it's still terrible. Okay, let's just go back down here and make it work, I suppose. So anyways, you remember where we did Choice of Robots the other week? This is kind of that. Myrnja. Feel good, if that helps. You can call me Lore Runner or Lore. Or Runner. One of the things I learned quite a while ago is how weird it is trying to come up with names for things. Because people will always truncate it. Like Zal, or Zan, or Froze, or Frozen. Okay. Welcome to Steve Jackson's Sorcery. It's really, really quiet, and I'm not sure why. I don't seem to have any actual options. Hang on. Maybe it's just quiet because it's background noise. I'm going to assume it's background noise. So we're going to go ahead and reset to the prologue. I poked at this briefly just to see how this works. Seriously, Lava? Yeah, okay. Okay. I want you to imagine for a moment that you are a Praetorian, or Praetor, whatever they're called. Which is in Mass Effect 2. They are a type of husk, which is like about a dozen or so different husks all combined together, okay? Now I want you to imagine that all of those individual husks suddenly gain all their sentience and sapience and free will back, and they are now living a nightmare existence of hellish doom. I mean, that's just the first thing that comes to mind that's horrible about the synthesis ending. Hey, Spirit. Okay, so let's go ahead and reset this thing. I've got the bot going, and we're going to be rapid firing questions at you guys. So let's reset to prologue. Part 1, the Shamutanti Hills. Guy or girl? First question. Pull open. Which guy, girl? I'll give you 60 seconds to vote. In general, we're probably going to go with 60 seconds for every vote, so type fast. Exclamation point poll, or excuse me, exclamation point vote, space, and then the number of your vote. Yeah, see, the thing is, if it was like the Mega Man Z thing, I could feel it. I get it. That's a little different. This is just suddenly mulching everything together. I could mention the loss of identity problems and the greater social architecture of what could be wrong with suddenly everyone being identical to each other, and the fact that it seems to be contrary to the overall theme and message of Mass Effect and my own personal beliefs. But really, the husk thing is all I need to point to for the synthesis ending. It's holy hell. Hey, Zeiss. What's up? She does have a cooler sword, but he has a better sword. Whoa! Bot's on, Baronessa. Be aware. Bot is on. Okay. So we will go with girl. You have walked the wilds of Kakabad, the Kere and the spiteful Bachlands, all the way to the Mampang. You have survived traps, thieves, serpents, and vengeful gods. And now it is here. The crown of kings. How's the audio, guys? It is said the crown was never forged, only found. By Chalana, the Reformer, a lowly foot soldier who became emperor of the Eastern world. Such is the power of the crown. The air around it crackles with influence. Which do we do? Do we take it? Or do we wait a bit? So yeah, basically, if you don't know what this is, you remember our Choice of Robots stream? This is that with graphics and audio. And it keeps track of some stuff, so that it's basically a little bit closer to a game, and a little bit further away from the norm. All of a sudden, my voice is loud, even though I've done absolutely nothing whatsoever to change my voice volume, because that's just how that works, apparently. Except for the one niggling detail, Zeiss. Speaking of which, Zeiss, we need to talk privately about something on that at some point. Okay, let's take the obviously cursed crown, guys. I guess we'll see what the chat says. Wait. The crown sits unguarded on a pedestal of light. After so many hardships, can it really be so simple? Or is this yet another deception? Sure enough, as soon as you think it, the image of the crown begins to flicker. You turn about to see something approaching. It's a trap! And startle yourself awake. No, Tekoid, I don't have that option turned on. In fact, I deliberately have it turned off. You are alone, exhausted in the little hut in the outpost settlement. Your unimaginable journey is not even a single step begun. Inkle presents... Sorcery! Gotta have the exclamation point. It's the only way to say that word. Sorcery! Notice how the terrain is actually a little bit 3D. It's kind of cool. Alright, so we have 20 stamina, no gold, no rations, no anything, actually. So, I'm trying to remember how to do stuff. It is sunrise. You dress... Hang on. It is sunrise. You dress, breakfast on bread and goat's milk, and collect the pack and sword from beside your bed. Do you test the blade, pray for luck, or just leave the hut? By the way, if my current information is correct, I'm pretty sure it is at this point, I will be streaming tomorrow, and the Halloween stream will be on Monday. I'm not going to put 100% down on that until tonight. So FYI on that. Actually, I do have an interesting question for you guys. Basically, how many of you... I know everyone has different schedules, so there's going to be no answer that's going to satisfy everyone. But for the Halloween stream, usually I don't make it a long stream, not like a whole day affair. So, do you think it would work better to do it in the morning, my time, of course, or in the evening, my time, which is Eastern Standard Time? Test the blade! You pause to test the blade against your thumb. The blacksmith has done well. The edge is keen and draws a narrow line of blood. Outside the hut, you hear the outpost settlements stirring for life. I should probably set up a straw poll for that, actually. Because honestly, again, there is no satisfying everyone on that one. Let's see. Come on. Good point, Roximus. I'm sure that Europeans have lots to say about American politics. Here. This is unrelated. I'm going to put up a video on that too, but there's the straw poll for when this Halloween stream should be. And I'll leave that up for later. Pray for luck. Taking a moment more, you close your eyes and raise a prayer to your spirit guide, which is in capitals for some reason. Hey, Miss Proudmore. This morning, it has come in the form of a panther. But what will it become when your journey truly begins? A great calm descends on you, and then a wave of green engulf... No, I'm kidding. Time to go. Time to go, time then to depart. You lift back the flap of the hut and step into the early morning sunshine. Well, I guess we'll head to... Let's just do this. Let's go way over here. We have no, we don't have OCD. We have ADD. There we go. Okay. You notice time is actually passing while we're doing this, by the way. So we're actually losing time doing this. Eyes follow you as you leave the hut and walk all the way over the place. I will actually be playing something, Mafia, yes, and I already have the game selected, downloaded, and ready to go. Eyes follow you as you leave the hut and walk towards the great Shamutanti Wall. The frontiers people of this tiny settlement are well aware of your mission. Do you? Greet them. Ignore them. 60. I need to, like, make a standardized thing here. And also, I agree, we should get some music. We'll try to custom tailor our music to the scene. So right now, we're at a fair, right? I mean, that makes sense. So why don't we have some kind of fair music, shall we? Loud, loud. There we go. Music volume question, go! Not yet, Django. And not yet, Dakota. Okay, greet them! Whoops, whoops. Hey, Myron. You turn to them and bow, Some smile in reply, but are too afraid to approach. Others make gestures of protection. You are going beyond the wall, so they believe you to be cursed. A man is waiting on the path to the Cantapani Gate, the final doorway between Analand and the wilds of Kakabad. You recognize the sergeant of Sightmaster Warriors. He holds out his hand. Pull open. Greetings, Sergeant. Or, get out of my way! That frickin' cat. Hey, I was nice to that cat, except for the bug. Which I wasn't aware of till I started tassing that game, so, yeah. How can be like that, Roxamus, with this music playing? Come on. You know, I just had a thought. I was going to play, oh god, I can't think of his name all of a sudden. Cypher. I was going to play Cypher's theme from FF8. And I realized he doesn't actually have a theme. I like that idea, Leander. Roxamus hates great games, guys. You're crazy, Philgood. There are only two options. Wait, what? Oh! Oh! Oh. Okay, so I put the comma in there. You know, greetings, comma, Sergeant. The problem is the poll, the formatting structure of the poll assumes a comma means a new option. So I guess we'll be greeting him. Greetings, Sergeant. He touches his forehead with two fingers. You're almost ready, my lady, he says. I have a gift for you from the king. 24 gold pieces. It is all we can spare this time. He holds out a pouch. Okay, so do we take it, take half, we fuse it. You will never be evil. Or you could just vote and I could not realize that there was a comma. I used to have that problem all the time back when I was actually doing programming. Whoops, I accidentally put a comma there. And the whole program doesn't work. I'm sure I'm not the only person with that problem. I hope. Okay, hang on. We're still at the fair. We need, like, fair music. What's another fair song we could play? Oh, let's just play this whole soundtrack right here. Where's... Turn off random. Turn off random. There we go. No, that doesn't quite fit. Hang on. There's a song I'm thinking of and I can't find it. We'll do this. Here it is. Here it is. That's the song I want. Take it! You accept the gift graciously and not like a dick. Thank you. You should buy some supplies before you pass the wall, says the sergeant. And you should collect your spellbook if you wish magic to aid you. Finally, if you wish to practice your swordplay, I'll go one last round with you. And he points with his staff towards the training ground. So, training ground, buy rations, collect spellbook, and whatever that red thing is. I'm actually not sure what that is. So, training ground, spellbook, rations, red thing. I've got the perfect song if we go to the training grounds. Yes, Luxia. And we're running out of song because it's taking so long. Hey, Dragoon. But then suddenly... Oh, training ground. Perfect, perfect. Hang on. Okay. You walk in with the sergeant to the training ground, and he wraps the base of his staff in leather. Okay, so this is actually a thing where we have to actually do combat, and I suck at it, just as a heads up. Hang on, we gotta switch to the battle song, though. So. The Sightmaster is a powerful enemy. By defending, you will receive minimum damage from the attack he makes. The Sightmaster Sergeant makes a light attack, saving his energy against your defense. My next attack will be one of my strongest. If you can perform a full attack, you may overpower me, but otherwise you'd best defend. So this is defending, and then you can see on the left side how much attack power we're doing. Into a full charge! You play a strong attack, overpowering the Sightmaster Sergeant. He bows. You have finished me. Excellent. 1 stamina lost. Skilled swordplay. You seem to remember the basics. Good. Another round? Train again. Enough training. You know what they should do, Roximus? They should make like a Kingdom Hearts mobile game and then get really, really greedy about it. You know, I remember when I first started looking at games with microtransactions, and like I see things where you can spend like $100 on the game, and I'm just shaking my head like, who has that kind of money? Obviously people do, because that is how those games make their money. It's the 80-20 thing. Hey, Deutsch. But, in other words, 20% of the people pay 80% of the income, is what that means if you don't know. Train again! Okay. Charge! Defend. It's the same thing. I will now defend myself, he says. Whenever you play, the attack will damage me, but a strong attack will use up more power. So we'll jab. My next attack will be one of my strongest. If you can perform a... Yeah, so we're going to defend, because we can't overpower that. Charge! And we win. And now we have lost 2 stamina. So, yeah, that's... It just... repeats. Very good, the sergeant agrees. But if you wish to bout in earnest, then I warn you, I will not go easy on you. So now we can actually do a true match against him rather than a training match. So we've got true fight, spellbook, rations. I really don't know what those red things are. I don't think they're actually options. So now we're back at the fair. Let's see, what's some good fair music? No. I actually had a fair song ready to go. There we go. Kingdom Hearts Pachinko. Aha! Red things are where I've been. Thank you, Miss Promo. I haven't actually played this before. Other than a few brief tidbits. See, 3D terrain. 3D terrain is always better. Feel the heat. Oh, so those are basically autosaves. Okay, that makes sense. True fight! You head over to the Ord to practice a bout of real fighting. The sergeant removes the cloth padding from the base of his staff. This time I will not tell you my intentions. You'll have to read them for yourself. Be ready! Bachoom! The Sightmaster bows to you, taps the ground with his longstaff, and takes his position. You feel the weight of your sword and then bring it up to deliver a mighty stroke, like a bell ringer sounding a gong. Operation Bell Hammer! The Sightmaster Sergeant comes in with a tough blow, balancing his strength and his impact. But he has misjudged your strength, and you knock him back. You catch him deep in the side, his tunic reddens. You see his grip change on the heel of his staff as he readies to strike again. What spray do the janitors grab when they need to clean the Jedi Temple? Mace Windu. Oh wait, we're in a combat now. Hang on. We need to have some serious combat music going on here. As soon as I find it. Just a sec. That's not it. Where is it? There it is. Nope, that's not it either. Where the heck? Ah, screw it. We'll just do this. Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead and defend. You drop back into a crouch as he tries to deep bash, but you duck! Fast work, he grunts. You escape mostly uninjured. His eyes follow your shoulders. He is probably about to defend myself. You realize a strong hit would be wasteful now. You hold firm to keep up your defense, and he hangs back and watches you return. His guard is coming up, conserving his energy so his next strike can be stronger. Fwah! Time to attack! You rush forward with a deep, heavy slash, but the impact clangs against his defending staff, and you lay only a minor wound. He shows his teeth! The Sightmaster shakes his head. Not bad, he grunts, clearly weakening. He alters his grip to hold his staff more loosely. He seems to be preparing a simple jab. Charge! Death! Relentlessly, you cut and thrust, keeping him pinned. You swing your sword fast in towards the chest. It is enough to finish. The Sightmaster throws down his staff. You have me! He declares with a grin. The sergeant is gasping for breath. He bows to you once more. Excellent, he declares. Few women have ever bested me, few men either. You're truly Analan's best hope. As he talks, a nearby healer hurries over with a salve, and your health and the sergeant's is quickly restored. We win! I have no idea how to pronounce that name, and I am so sorry. Good evening. Welcome to my stream. As I said to everyone who pops in, shoutouts. You know, don't be a stranger. I love chatting with my viewers. I need to figure out what to call you. Because I'm horrible. But, what's up? Why don't we have some, forest music going? Well, we're not really in a forest, though. Let's just have some kind of, you know, we got recovery music. There we go. Okay, so spellbook or rations. I've never been good at names. It is a curse. And my mother just messaged me. I don't even know what to say to that, period. That's true. I did kind of, you know, put that name together during the Kingdom Hearts lore run, I think. Russians. Small traders in the settlements supply the Sightmaster warriors with weapons, food, armor, and clothing. You go over with the sergeant to a stall selling flatbread and cheese. 2 golds per ration, he says. Now we have 24 gold. So we can buy 1 ration, 2 more, or haggle. Yes! Yes! This music is perfect for social combat. Come on, I'll haggle with you. Come on, let's go, let's go. 3 gold! Wait. $1! He counters with, excellent buying tactics! It's super effective. You have to vote. So the format for voting, and this goes for anybody who doesn't know how to do it, you can see it in chat. You type !vote as one word, space, and then your voting option. And usually I'm going to have the voting option top to bottom. So in this case, if you vote 1, it'll be buy 1 ration. Vote 2 will be buy 2 rations. Vote 3 will be buy more, and vote 4 will be haggle. That's the format. It's quick, easy, simple, so people can just type it in really quick and we can move it. So, haggle! Do you know who I am? I am Ireland's great new hope, you tell him. The man looks uncomfortable. I know that, but I have to feed my family today, whatever happens to the crown. So now we've got, buy 1, buy 2, buy more, buy nothing. Yeah? Well, I need to keep this gold because I need to pay off a troll later or something. I don't know. There needs to be more social combat games where, like, there's no actual real combat. You know, swords or magic or whatever. You just walk into his town and it's like, "Hello, sir. Would you like to buy a piece of bread?" And then just like combat music starts out. And it's like, dun, 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 and you can do moves that are like social combat moves, like pretend to be interested. Oh, hang on. You know what? No. And then it would have to be... all the combat music would have to be like this. Yeah! Bring it! Okay. I use social awkwardness! Also, we are no longer the panther. We are now the elephant. I don't know what that means, though. Buy more! You check their pack. There's room for plenty inside, so we can have 4 or 6. So it's 2 per ration, so we can either spend 8 gold or 12 gold, and we got it for both. I don't know, Ms. Proudmore. It depends on how long this takes. Because we're really slowing this down thanks to the poll. I mean, we didn't even get through Choice of Robots because of that. So, we'll see. We did look kind of skinny on the main page. Maybe we should rectify that. Oh yeah, Choice of Robots is great. 6! I'll take 6. I'll give you that for 10. So, again, that's actually a bit off, because normally it'd be 12. So we can say, buy or no! Those are our options. We don't need the money, Lava, we're fine. But then, in the middle of the social combat, a dangerous thing approaches. If I can find it. There it is. Suddenly, everything becomes horrible, creepy, quiet. You feel your sins crawling on your back. God, that's such a creepy sentence when you really think about it. Well, we are going beyond the wall into the unknown lands. I doubt they use money in the barbarian areas. I mean, come on. Buy them all. You hand over your coin, and the man places 6 rations carefully into your pack. Make sure to eat every day, or you will suffer. Yes, I am a human being. Thank you for reiterating that. Eating more will give you extra strength, but it's not necessary. You check the contents of your pack using the items. Okay, since there's literally only one other place to go, we're just going to go here. One of the huts... Oh, hang on. We need like a mystic music. Nope. Mystical music. Yeah, sure. One of the huts, set slightly back from the others, is decorated with glyphs and strange symbols. A terrible smell emanates from its doorway. This is the hut of the chief mage. He has been preparing your spell book for days, reading star charts to work out which spells will be available to you in different locations in the hills and beyond. Oh my god. Ugh. Go without the book. Or go inside. Have to careful. Remember, no matter how much he begs, no matter how much he pleads, don't ever feed him after midnight. And don't give him a bath. We're going, we don't need books. Arguably. Oh, it's probably a trapped good. I would imagine we're about to die. We're gonna walk in and die 3 seconds into the adventure. I'll tell you one way this game is automatically superior to Choice of Robots, and I don't mean the graphics, and I don't mean the sound effects. It's superior because you can rewind. You can go inside. You lift the flap and go inside. The mage looks up at you with haggard, sleepless eyes and presses the book into your hands. Do you know how to use this? No, we don't. Each spell is crafted through the alignment of 3 stars. The spell Zap, for example, is made by aligning whatever. Z, A, and P. But it's not important. What matters is the spell is called and what it does. Zap gives you lightning. Hot creates a fireball. Foff will create a force field. Shall I continue? The Law spell it will allow you to control the will of unintelligent creatures. The Wall spell will create an invisible barrier. You'll find the rest in the book. Thank you. He scratches absently as his ear. Whoa, combat music all of a sudden. Hang on. Where is it? It should be right here, but it's not. Very confused. There it is. Remember, some spells will cost you an effort to use, but the ones that don't will not work without a focus. An item of some kind. Okay. Let's check out inventory. Suddenly, in-game music. What do I think about the Switch? I don't know how to summarize that. I'm cautiously optimistic. I did an entire video on the Switch. Oh, never mind. Deutsch already linked it. So, the volume contains 48 spells of the high craft. Each is blah 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 blah. Zap, foff, law, dumb, hot, wall. Zap, hot, foff, wall, law, done. Big, walk, dop, raz, sus, six, jig, gob, yob, gum, how, dock, daz, dud, mag, pop, foul, dim, fog, mud, niff, tell, gack, sap, god, kin, pep, rock, nip, huff, fix, nap, zen, yaz, sun, kid, rap, yap, zip, far, res, zed. Okay. Guys, this is way too complicated. Okay. We have several rations. And 14 gold pieces. Alright, alright. We are now a baboon. We reach the foot of the mighty gate. It is sealed. The sergeant places one hand on the wood. The gate has been locked for some time to deter raiders, he tells you. But you'll have no difficulty. The stars in this place allow Dop spell to be crafted. Very well. Let's do it. Let us cast a spell. Duh. Ah. Puh. Opens, locks, and doors. Requires 1 stamina. Dop! You weave the spell. One by one, the great tumblers of the door begin to creak and groan. Then the hinges turn with a noise like hail on a canvas roof. These gates have not opened since our last champion was lost, the sergeant says. I wish you more luck than he. Perhaps you'll even meet him on your travels. I fear he is dead. He is too slow. I don't care. Can you imagine how hard it would be to take mages seriously if they ran around? Dop! Fop! Fuff! Mud! Very Steve Jackson, though. Hey, Rickard. What's up? Welcome to the channel. I'm assuming you missed the 3 announcements I did. just... Yeah. Wingardium Leviosa. And while they're doing that, the other person has already shot them. Wingardium Expecto. Oh, I gotta see what Zeiss did. He's being pretty evil. He's trying to take over the Iron Alliance, which is okay. I don't mind. Really. Hello, super awesome KJ. What's the answer? I fear he is dead. I am sure he is dead. Oh wait, that's the wrong voice. I'm sure he is dead. The Sightmaster nods, peering at something on the horizon. I believe he is returning, but transformed. I hope you do not meet the same fate. He stands back from you. To the gate. Together you step into the shadow of the wall. One last word, he declares. When you have the crown, find the highest point you can find. We will be watching. I understand. From where? Hey, I love Disney. However, wait, no one among us is going to Corvin Prime. We will conjointly choose an ambassador who will speak for the Alliance as a whole. For I fear that any of us go to Corva, they'd be forced to be more cooperative with Gravis. That seems contradictory, Zeiss. Do you mean the Admiral, or do you mean the Moff? Because you said both there. And yeah, I need to figure out how to help Dragoon out. What's the result? What's the result? From where? Watching from where? From here. The Sightmaster warriors are selected from birth for their incredible powers of telescopic vision. You cannot help but wonder how far he can see. What lies ahead? Enough talk! Have at you! Is the second option. Oh, right, we can go back to music now. Why don't we just go with Final Fantasy music? That's an easy choice. It's easy to fit many things. So, since we're here... Yeah, I actually prefer the original more. That's not the original. I like Terraria better, but we'll stick with this for now. Die, monster! You don't belong in this world.
It was not by my hand that I am once again given flesh. Crafted was I by human hands, who wish to pay me tribute.
Ended on a tie. Okay. We'll decide with a dice roll, I suppose. Okay. Whoops. I hate that it does that. Enough talk! Enough talking, it is time to go. Striding away, you pass through the gate. The faces of the folk watching your departure reveal the hopes that rest on you and your quest. The early morning air is crisp. The rising sun paints the slopes in shades of peaceful beauty, concealing the evil that's ahead. The path winds through the slopes. Because we drew the short straw, I think, Luxia. Of wild scrubland. The countryside is deserted, and the eerie silence is broken only by the cawing of the occasional crow, and the awesome music. There's a spell for hearing what they say, but you do not have the equipment it requires. The birds appear to pause in the air and to examine you as they pass. They make you uneasy, as if you are an intruder in their presence. Barely an hour beyond the wall, the air begins to grow foul. The Shamuntani hills are infested with the pestilence of the backlands. It saps the energy from your body, making you feel nauseous and weak. Cover mouth. Keep walking. You know, yeah, we need, like, Doom music for where we are. That's not Doom music. We need Doom music. We need swamp music is what we need. What? It's a swamp. Damn it, Roxamus. I don't know if I have that one, Deutsch. I don't actually have a lot of 10 music, because I don't actually like a lot of 10 music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I have 6 10 songs on here. And none of them are that one. Ended in a tie. Okay. Alright. I wish I had a coin. That'd actually be more useful here. We'll use... Where's my D4? Where's my D4? Oh, there it is, there it is. Found it, found it. Alright. Alright, we will keep walking without covering our mouth and die. Wait, Myron voted 1. Did he already vote? Oh, look, okay, so then we will cover my mouth. You'll cover your mouth with your neck scarf, but it does no good! They warned you of this. You'll grow accustomed to it the longer you're out here, but for the moment you must be very careful.
Your maximum stamina has decreased. You can see your stamina at the top of the screen. If it reaches 0, you will be too tired to carry on. Stamina can be regained up to the maximum by eating rations or resting.
Okay. Any other options? Nope, okay. So we got travel, cross-country, or a low rise. It's no use! Sorry. Yoda is now the narrator for this game. Let's see, so if we travel cross-country, I'll need an overworld. But if we go the low-rise, I need, like, a different song. So if we do the low-rise, I'll do that song. Right there. But if we do the overworld, then I'll do... that song. Okay, I've decided my songs for the next thing. Deeper into the marsh! We gotta find Kuina, after all. Yeah, Roximus is actively trying to kill me. Not the first time. Travel cross-country. The path through Kantapani is long and winding, and will lose you a day. Instead, you turn off the path and strike north through the knee-high grass. The journey starts with a stiff climb that takes several hours, but from the top you have a good view of plain of yards of a plain of yellow grass. And just to the north of that, a little village of rude huts that do not look like human dwellings. To your left, the gigantic wall looms, throwing shadows that lap at your feet. So, look to wall, strike forwards. Forwards. So anyways, Zeiss, are you there? Because basically, Dunatos wants to speak privately with the good general. Also, for those of you not aware, there is a straw poll going on right now about the Halloween stream, which I will link as soon as this current active poll is done. Don't want to confuse people with multiple polls. Actually, you know what I should do? Just a sec. I want to make that smaller. There. Put it up there. Perfect. See you around, Lova. Alright. Strike forwards. Time to strike on, then. The wind whispers through the long grass, beckoning you onwards. But there might be rats, and worse, in those fields. So you might be safer cutting across the river. Whoops. Ah, crap. Hole open. There. Might be safer cutting across the river and following the bank. Well, grass or bank. Whoop, whoop. That's not the right song. We're still in the overworld. We'll switch to another overworld song, shall we? If I can find it. There it is. Someone asked about FF8 earlier, so why not? I have many flaws with FF8, but not its music. Actually, that's a lie. FF8 was probably the first FF where there were songs that I actively didn't like in it. It looks like I lost Zeiss. So I was talking to the air earlier. That's always good. That's always good. Grass it is. You wade through the shimmering grass, which gets longer and longer, until first your boots and then your scabbard are lost from view. Still, with the Kentapani disappearing over the brow of the hill, you are making excellent time. Suddenly you freeze. Up ahead... Hang on. Up ahead, the grass is parting in coils and bends. The parting is moving. There's something there, and it's coming towards you! Turn and run. Stand your ground. On the what about FF9 thing? Oh, right, because I don't actually like several songs in FF9 as well. In my defense, it's mostly because they hurt my ears. Like, there are songs in FF9 that legitimately cause me pain to listen to. Never give up. Never surrender. Let me just activate the Omega-13 here really quick. Oh yeah, this reminds me. The music is audible, right? I have it turned down pretty down, because people complain about my music all the time. Stand your ground! Whatever it is, you wait, as the switchblading furrow moves ever closer. Draw my sword, wait, or cast a spell! You are evil, Zeiss. Did you hear my earlier comment, Zeiss? Or did you just come back? I actually am not sure, Takoida, what our limitations are exactly. Alright, so Zeiss, Admiral Dunatos wants to speak privately with the General. Cast a spell. Okay, hang on. Let's see what we can cast. So what spell shall we cast, guys? It's 3 letters. Soul. Hot. I think we can do hot. Hang on. Let's get some combat music going, because we're about to... This is going to be the biggest, most epic fight ever. Hot. Wow, they actually prepared for this. You raise a fireball in your palm and fling it towards the grass where you see the moving shape. It clearly hits whatever is there as a terrible violent scream rises from the ground. There's the smell of crackling dry flesh. You breathe a sigh of relief and dust yourself down. That wasn't so hard. Only then do you notice the side effect of your spell. The long parched grass where your fireball landed has caught alight, and the fire is spreading quickly. I actually have a playlist called Run. Give me just a sec. It's kind of not perfectly sorted. There we go. No. Nobody's going to get that one. Let's go with, where is it? Where is it? Hang on. It's like the quintessential Run music. Why is it not in here? Okay, you know what? Whatever. Yeah, apparently, some music will actually burn things down. Who knew? Wait, that's the original Metroid. Sorry! That's the original Metroid. My bad. My bad. No, that's not it. Where is it? We now pause to find a song. Because I don't know what it's called, so I'm just looking manually. Wow, there's a lot of music in this stupid game. There it is. Run! You have no choice but to beat a hasty retreat. The fire at your back doubles and trebles in size, becoming a sweeping wave of flame, spreading down the hillside towards the river in one direction, and the wall in the other. It'll be a stroke of luck if this fire doesn't destroy all of Cantopani as well. Run! 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 Ah! Run! 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 Okay. Okay. You run until your lungs are fit to burst, up the rise and back down the path. Luckily, the sides closest to the village is scree and loose gravel, and the fire cannot follow. You breathe a great sigh of relief and collapse onto the track, soaked in sweat and the smell of burnt hair in your nostrils. You've barely started your quest, and you've wasted at least an hour. You must keep moving. Ha 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 ha. Oh, that amuses me. Okay, so now we must decide what to do next. Look at village. Look for a way around. Move on. Okay, anyways, so Zeiss. The Rear Admiral is going to ask you about the possibility of doing some military strikes against Arcanus, Admiral Arcanus, in a clandestine manner. In other words, no transcodes and no communications, no nothing. Basically, the only way, the idea is to be like, and leave some survivors. The idea is to leave survivors so that Arcanus knows he's under attack, but not by whom. We want to cast doubt on who he's under attack by. The idea being generally to frame Admiral Gravis, since Arcanus is thrown in his lot with the Moff. Make sense? It's actually easier than you'd think, Dakota. Look at the village. He's our enemy, Zeiss. He is our officially proclaimed enemy. I'm not really going to feel bad about attacking my enemy. And we are in a weak position, so I can't attack him openly the way I'd rather. See, but we're Imperial ships, Dakota. Just like his ships are. And every other ship in the entire sector. So all he'll know is that they're Imperial ships. Nothing else. From this distance, it's hard to make out much about the town, except that it must be desperately poor. The fields on either side are brown with caked mud, and the few penned animals are thin and wizened like thirsty vines. No wonder the Sightmaster warriors don't trouble to protect themselves to protect this place. There's nothing to protect. Well, we can go to village, avoid village. The fire will keep spreading. That'll be funny, like 3 hours from now. You encounter a massive forest fire. It looks familiar somehow. Alright, now we're kind of tense, though. I know, because the Sightmaster can see us. He's already established that, so he's just back there like... What did he just do? Oh my god, why did he... What? It was probably like a mouse or something that we just nuked an entire field to kill. But that is the appropriate way to take something. If your house has termites, you burn the house to the ground. So what is the general willing to commit to this, Ice? So we can make it a joint operation and, you know, lower risk. Now, the Rear Admiral in lore probably has more ship combat experience than the General. But he's not going to, like, try to take over and say, we should do this! He's asking for your opinion first. Go to the village! Wait, that's the wrong thing. Rewind. Rewind. No, wait. Dip. That's great. That's great. Back. Rewind. Okay, that's great. Rewind. Okay, for God's sakes, why won't it let me rewind? Oh, there we go. I gotta do that. Okay. Ahem! Okay, so. To the village this time. I saw the word village in the southern flag. That's why I just kind of automatically went there. That's why this game is better than Choice of Robots. If I make a mistake, I can undo it. Of course, if you were scared of a town like this, then you could not hope to survive in Kakhabad proper. You follow the path into town. The round huts are made of hard-baked clay, and the roofs are thinly thatched. As you approach, eyes appear at dark doorways, tracking your every move. For a moment, it seems like this will be all you'll see of the town's inhabitant, but then a villager from one of the pyramid dwellings appears and blocks your path. Look at him, threaten him, push him, or cast a spell. Remember, we have to have a spell ready to go for that. But we can cast Hot again. Don't mistake this, by the way. I actually really loved Choice of Robots, but there were several times I wish I could have just loaded a specific spot or rewound. Because it, like, for example, there was one where I was trying to conquer the city, and something really awesome story-wise happened that made me pause for like 20 minutes. And then I'm like, okay, and then I picked the option, and it actually was misleading. It wasn't what I wanted to happen. And I was so pissed off, I reloaded the whole game, tried to get back to that point, but because I didn't pick the exact same options, I actually didn't even get back to that point, and then I uninstalled the game because I was pissed off. I don't know what Tell does. Baronessa linked me the stuff earlier, but I didn't catch it in time, and it's already scrolled off my screen. So I have no idea what Tell does. The only spell I remember is Hot. Although I suppose I could check it here, can't I? No? No, I apparently can't check my inventory from here. Whoa! 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 Wrong button. Read minds and reveal weaknesses. Thank you. Cast! Alright. Should we... I'm just going to let you guys decide. Should we use Hot or Tell? Come on, Hot! Come on, Hot! Come on, Hot! Yes, that was a Spaceballs reference. Use the Schwartz, Luke. Let go, Luke. I just want to burn a village to the ground. Is that so wrong? It only casts stamina, and we've got stamina. Here, I'll vote too really quick. Yes! Hot! Or... Hot? Hot? Hot... Oh god, so we can only cast spells that we have the letters for? And apparently we don't have the H in this area. Yeah, we don't appear to have the H. We can't cast hot. Damn it, they knew! So we're actually limited on what spells we could cast. So these are the only things we can cast for the first letter, the second letter, and the third letter. Alright, let's try Zap. Create lightning. You weave a spell, creating electricity in your fingertips. For a moment, the villager looks at you with intense horror in his eyes. Then a moment later, you have vaporized him to so much dust. Hang on. Hang on. He didn't even say anything. He just walked out and was like, and then we turned him into dust. Oh my god. The street falls silent as the grave. You stride on into the very center of the village. There are few larger houses here. Even Cantopani has its nobility, it seems. But the only spot of interest is a small inn offering food for sale. Oh my god. Okay, so we can go to the inn or leave, basically. You know what? I think there's an appropriate sound for what this... appropriate song for what this town is now. It's quiet, so I'm going to turn it up a bit. Props to anyone who gets it. Okay, the Admiral will be willing to dedicate both Karak cruisers and their complements of ties to the operation. Yeah, we have no stamina left. We could eat some rations. No, this isn't Zozo. We could eat some rations. Yes, the occupied town. That's right. To the inn. You head inside. You head inside. The place is just a low table and a black iron pot above a stove. The woman watches you with wide, fearful eyes. You can greet, steal, or leave. Take some stew without paying. We're already committed at this point. We did just murder someone for no reason. We just need to decide on a target, Zeiss. I wish Spirit of Memory was on. I could ask him about that. Ba-na-na, ba-na-na. This isn't Renegade. This is evil. Let's make this clear. In fact, you know what? If we steal, I'm going to change the music. Correct, Philgood. Within just a couple hours, really. No, not Doma. This song plays for any occupied town, actually. South Figaro, Zozo, or not Zozo, excuse me, Miranda, Zen, and Jidor. Steel! I'm gonna change the music. That works for me, Zeiss. Oh, by the way, part of the goal here, Zeiss, is to leave survivors too. We want them to know he's under gun from Gravis. You stride over, pushing her out of the way so you can help yourself to some food. She staggers back against a table, but she is no feeble underling, for no one can survive weak out here in the hills. She comes back up in a rage, but instead of approaching you, she pushes the cauldron over with her spoon. Hot stew spatters forward, burning your face and arms. You can kill her or leave. Kill her, leave. I'm going to vote for kill. Hey, Sean. We don't have the stamina for Zap. In fact, we don't have any stamina at all. I just realized. Hang on. Let's fix that really quick. Let's eat a ration. That gives us 1 stamina. We now have the ability to kill her. Okay, Zeiss. I'll ask Spirit when he pops on for, yeah. What you think? Nice lurker. I'm not doing this, guys. You guys chose, not me. With another blow, you knock her to the floor, where the stew has mingled with dirt and straw. There's nothing more for you here. You leave the inn. Times are truly bleak in Kakabad, you reflect. You head out of Cantopani, and along the path into the Shamutanti Hills. Hey, Tigzar. Striding past the outlying huts, you send the villagers rushing indoors to hide. Then, at the edge of town, you pass a large boulder, and at once 2 rough-cut villagers spring out with swords drawn. Bandits.
2 against 1,
The first declares. You're lost, calls the other.
hand over your things, come on!
Hand over. Reason. Kill. Maybe we should eat another couple of rations, depending on this. If there were cheats for this, that would be great. Well, like I said, to quote, I need to ask Spirit what's available. It's okay, we bought a bunch of rations, so we can get a bunch of stamina back here. I suppose we should have, like, some kind of danger music. I'm trying to think of a good danger song that isn't just, high-paced. No. Apparently. We will be killing them. Hang on. Before we kill you... before I answer you, can I eat some of my food, please? Okay. There we go. Got our stamina back. Ahem. Sorry about that. You draw yourself to your full height. You have mistaken me for someone else, you declare. You will suffer for that mistake. We can fight or cast a spell, keeping in mind spells cost about 3 stamina on average. So, fight, spell. But we do have 3 stamina to use. So we could zap them, for example. Suddenly I'm thinking Babylon 5 because of this song. I've forever associated this song with Babylon 5. No, it'll be fine. Rock slimes will be fine. I should look up our sorcery cheats. That would actually be funny. Looks like no. Just based on a quick glance here. What did Krenzler find? Yeah, it looks like I don't see any sorcery cheats here. Yeah. Alright, let's zap them. Whoops. Or can we hot them? Nope, looks like we have to zap them. We can't zap them? Seriously, there's no Z here? Oh my god. We can't kill them with spells? Seriously? Okay. Okay. FAP is not an option. Oh god, that would be horrible to go to. If we could only ever cast Hot once in the entire game. That would be so horrible. Oh, it actually shows me the spells I can cast right now. Except it doesn't because I can't cast Zap right here. I have no idea what's available here. So there's Big, Dud, Dim, we apparently need a skull cap to do Tell, by the way. Sap. Hello, Gavil. Or Zed. This is the most formidable spell in lore, but no one knows why. In all recorded history, this spell is only been cast once by a powerful necromancer from Throbin, who was never seen again. Its effects are unknown. This necromancer's notes were found, but were crazed and unclear. Treat with extreme caution. Okay, this is neat and all, but I'd rather have some kind of direction on what I can cast. Like an options list of everything that's available. Because obviously there's only certain spells available at a time. They've pretty definitively stated that, so yeah. Z is not available, guys. So let's do process of elimination here. We can do Fog or Foff. Law. We can do Law. What's Law do? Controls non-intelligent creatures. We can do jig, which we can't do. So yeah, we can do law, fog, or the other one that I've already forgotten. So yeah, those are our options. Those are our only options, guys. And you insisted we cast a spell. So that basically means we have to cast Law. This will be funny. You cast away a spell and wait for something to happen, and so do the bandits, but nothing changes. We just burnt a lot of stamina for no reason. Of course, blah blah blah. Sensing you've made a mistake, the bandits grow bold. One leaps forward, gashing you. You automatically take damage. Fwah! You should have made things easier for yourself, the bandit goads, and launches forward with his sword. You go straight for his throat, knocking him back hard. The smile on his face splits into a cry. The bandit stops and coughs blood onto the earth. He narrows his eyes in readiness. We're dead! So, actually, hang on. Okay, so, you cut the imbecile no slack. You aim a savage blow at his heart. The bandit gasps his last as you run him through. Flawless fighting. The second bandit takes one look at his dead colleague and turns to make a run for it. Chase, let him go. Chase him slowly. I mean, it is approaching Halloween and all. See you around... Stall? I'm going to try with Stall for that. Probably Deutsch. Probably like 50 of them. No. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. Alright, music. Sorry. Alright, we have defeated him. But we're still in combat, maybe. I guess we'll decide based on what's about to happen. Sure. Chase him! You immediately give chase. He will not get away so easily after trying to rob you. After 5 minutes of scrabbling between rocks, you have him cornered. You draw your sword and grin maliciously. The bandit cries out. Fwah! The death of his friend seems to send the second bandit flying into a rage. He starts to scream wildly as he hurtles forward. You raise your own sword in a brutal attack and knock him to the floor. The bandit can barely find his balance. You drop into a defensive stance as the bandit swings with great force. You parry in a flash of sparks. He steps back. He looks down at his friend's body and you seize the moment to strike and swing with expert precision with all your strength. Your strike is more than the bandit can take. He falls to the ground, quite dead. The fight is over. You clean your weapon. and regain your breath. We can loot, bury, or move on. So we've beaten them. So I think, honestly, there's really only one song that is deserving to be played now that we have killed these people. Oop, that's the wrong song. I don't know, Sigma. Our character is literally doing a jig on their corpses right now while she decides. Loot! Well, honestly, I mean, there's only one song appropriate for looting. You search the bandits' pockets, but find nothing. Not even a single gold piece. Their clothing is ragged and rough, worse than animals. You leave their bodies for the beasts to pick clean and set off again. After about half an hour, the way becomes an uphill incline. Leaving leaving the town behind marks the true start of the wilderness. We're doing great, guys. Beyond that tiny outpost, there are scattered homesteads and Kare, a thriving city port, but all are touched by cruelty, isolation, and fear. The Baklands, and their long shadow cast by Mampang Fortress, darken everything. And with the crown gone, or no time for story, or lore. There we go. Their deaths serve a better cause, Deutsch. Because now they are actually serving the fertilizer of plants and animals. They are actually giving something now to the world, whereas previously they were only taking from it. Human beings make excellent fertilizer, after all. You know, Roximus, have you gotten a single vote that you've actually succeeded at? Excuse me, Samurai. I should call you by your real name. And with the crown gone, let's get some lore music going. And with the crown stolen, things can only get worse. In the long years since Kalana the Reformer founded the Alliance, the crown has been passed from kingdom to kingdom every 4 years, ensuring each kingdom has its turn to lead. But no more. Ruddlestone, Lendelan, Galantaria, and Bryce have all enjoyed its power. But when the crown came to Analand, it was stolen by birdmen from Zaman and carried off to Mapang. With the crown, the Archmage will be unstoppably powerful. There is no chance at sending an army against him. A military force would not survive the journey. One does not simply go in... Oh, sorry. So here you are, a lone adventurer, walking the long path to Mampang, alone. 5 minutes later, you reach a fork in the road. Let's go to the fork, then. The road splits around the base of a gigantic tree, but does not rejoin on the other side. The left path winds down into the valley, and the right rises up a slope toward the first thick forest of the hill. And the funny thing is, we can actually literally see the path. I mean, that path goes that way, and that path goes that way. Okay, so let's just look here. Okay. It's hard to see much further uphill. The forest is sudden and thick, and the path narrow. It may be hard going in that direction, but the hills will involve a lot of climbing eventually, and you may get a decent view of the next step from the top of the ridge. Left, right. Appears to be the options here. You pause to consider the lower route. There's a river there, and the path follows the left bank. It is a safer route, secluded and protected, but the curve of the landscape would mean you are almost backtracking. You're about to make your choice when you hear a faint cry from somewhere close at hand. Whoops, hang on! I didn't realize that waiting would cause another choice to happen. Vote. I can manually close it. Poll close. Sorry, vote. Destroyed. Bot. Wake up, bot. Stop trying to kick Lurker. Hey, Sonoshi. There we go. Okay. So, let's try this again. So, ignore a trap, time to move, or look around. Democracy's always been alive, Elias. Oh, I'm sorry. That sounds horrible. Make sure everyone votes on the straw poll. What? Oh god! Suddenly, the one-winged angel descends from on high and says, "Dude, I tried to destroy the planet, and you are just super evil. What the hell, man?" Look around. You look around and finally up the branches of a tree. A pair of wizened, calloused feet are dangling down over your head. About to drop on you, perhaps? We have options. Throw something. Talk, climb. Man, this is a bad song for this. Let's switch to... Well, we're not sure what's happening yet. We're very tense right now. So, clearly I'll find a song that fits that. Looks like it undid my sorting method. That really sucks. That's not the one I wanted. Where is it? There it is. There we go. Wait, no, this is like things have already been bad. This is not tension for more bad. Now, whatever. We'll stick with it. Sorry, psychotic. We might be a vampire at this rate. Fair enough, Roxamus. Even during the ending. Throw something. Casting about for a decent-sized rock, you settle on one and turn and lob it into the tree. You aim carefully at your target, a wiry old man who looks thin and bedraggled as a winter shrub. The stone strikes him and he cries out as he almost topples from the branch. Oi! You almost stabbed me eye out! Do we apologize? Spelled wrong. Aim better this time, or leave him, he's worthless. Fuck. Hang on, I have a playlist called Villains. I'm just going to start playing that. Because that just appears to be appropriate. Aim better this time. Okay. Oh my god, you grab another rock and throw it with more careful aim this time, striking the man full in the chest. The noise is horrific. The last gasp of a water skin being pushed under the surface. He topples and hits the ground, quite dead, blood leaking from his mouth. With his jabbering gone, you hear something buzzing in the tree ahead. Do you loot or climb the tree? Yeah, I'm just gonna leave the villain playlist on at this point. If we count the thing in the grass, we have killed 6 people now. That's also everyone we've encountered, not counting the tutorial. Seriously. We need to rest soon. There's got to be a rest option. Join us, Baroness. Yeah, we did try to kill the tutorial guy, that's true. Loot him. You search his rags quickly. No coin, no food. But you do find one thing of interest. A page, presumably torn from a spell book, containing half the instructions for a spell. Something to do with pest repulsion. You put it in your back. And you wipe your hands clean on the grass. So we can now climb or leave. Leave. There we go. That is also the fourth person we've killed. 5th person we've killed with no loot whatsoever. Hey, Corellis. I mean, I guess technically we did get some loot off of him. We got half of a spell, but still. Now that we've killed a man for his tree, we just climb up and we just sit in there like... This is my tree. It's my tree now. Join us, Baroness. Join us. Corrales, the chat is evil. I just wanted to burn a village to the ground, but I didn't even have that option. They should have had food, Takoida. We could use some rations. Climb up the tree. You turn your attention to the buzzing noise. You swing your way up to the first branch. High in the enormous tree is a beehive, a swarm busy at work around it. Do we be incredibly stupid or leave? I know, right, Roxanne? You know what's funny, Roximus? If I was to truncate your name as a nickname, it would be Rox. I don't mean that as like a rock joke. What I mean by that is Roxas. Roxas, 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 Roxas. Did Lurker seriously just vote for... Hey, it's my song. If it makes you feel any better, one of my characters' names, truncated, is Nox. Noxaith. Alright, we will leave. The climb is too high and bees liable to be dangerous. You drop out of the tree, getting some sand off your boots, narrowly avoiding landing on the man's body. You must move on. Greedy flies are gathering around the old man's corpse, and the light is fading already. So, now we finally have the option to go for high path, or low path, high path. Here, I'll give you a little bit of a zoom out. The low path leads over this way. I don't know if you can see my mouse. And the right path leads over through the forest there. Our goal is way up here. Looks like the road will eventually get up there. We have 3 rations. It's right here. It's the green one. 3 rations, 14 gold, and 2 stamina. We're actually not doing that hot right now. Really, buddy? I ate breakfast. Ah! Didn't mean to do that. There we go. So this road eventually goes to Kristatanti. Then you can go up to the ruins there. Yeah, it looks like all the roads eventually link up here. Right here at Dumpus. And then Dumpus branches out and then reconvenes. And basically the overall point is, once you get this far up, there's only one road, and it's that one right there. High path to the forest. The high route seems the most secure. In a valley, you can be easily observed from above and led astray, but out of the hills you can go whichever way you choose. Of course, when night falls, it may be cold and exposed up on the slopes, but you've got Morrigan in your tent, so it's okay. The path winds upwards into the hills and into the cover of a wood. The afternoon sun glints through the trees and plays tricks on your eyes. Every so often you catch a glimpse of some strange-shaped animal or other watching you, only to find it is the silhouette of branches and leaves caught in an odd angle. After an hour's walk, you are starting to feel very hungry. Excuse me, very slightly hungry. But you might want to save your provisions. We have kind of already eaten a couple. 3 of them, actually. So we can stop and eat or continue. Maybe stopping and eating will actually restore our stamina to full instead of just giving us 1 stamina point back. Because holy hell. You know, that's a good point, Brightside. Let's go back to the village that we murdered 4 people in. Appropriate song cue there. Continue! You know, guys, if you just get us killed, we're just going to rewind again. I'm just pointing it out. You keep up your pace. The climb continues, but the path twisting this way and that. The air grows cold and the sun flickers on the horizon. Then sets, making it hard to see your way. But the moon is full, and when twilight is done, it will be bright once more. We can make camp. Hint, hint. Or keep walking. No, I don't care what you pick. Probably because it's hosted, Takoida. I'm going to turn off the hosting, probably, I'd say about next week sometime. You know, basically a week of the other channel hosting this channel to make sure that people get directed here. And then I'll shut it off. Make sure you voot on that straw poll, people who haven't voted yet, by the way. Make camp! Thank God. But to tire yourself out on the first day would be inauspicious. You settle down to make camp for the night in a natural shelter provided by the roots of 3 gigantic intertwined trees. Your backpack will serve for a pillow and your cloak for a blanket. Before settling to sleep, you check through your pack. You have 3 rations left. We can eat or sleep. But not both, apparently. Now, come on, bot. Wake up. Wake up. The hell? I think I just lost chat. Hang on. Yep, I actually just lost chat. There we go. Okay. So I apparently tried to type in a poll while I didn't have chat. So eat, sleep. There we go. So it didn't actually go through. It's not the bot's fault, it's my fault. Or it's Twitch's fault, rather. But of course now we're in a forest. No, the bot still would have caught it. You have failed, Lurker. For the last time. You know, I can actually turn off the ability to do emotes in my channel with that bot. Why would I do that, though? Yes, Corellis. Sleep it is. You lay yourself out... Oh god, that's a wonderful thing. You lay yourself on the ground and are quickly asleep. The moon is full and high in the sky when you next open your eyes. You feel warm and more cozy than you did before, as if wrapped in a giant blanket, and there's pain in your leg. Slowly, you realize what's happening. A giant bat has settled on your chest and is feeding on your leg. So, kill or cast. That would be a very interesting way to wake up, wouldn't it? Oh, I'm still tired. Ah! Law would theoretically work here, but we don't have the stamina to cast it. Keep that in mind, by the way. We have 2 stamina, guys. If we get to 0, we die. So we could cast a spell that costs 1 stamina. Or we could take 2 hits in combat. It's a shame law would probably work just fine here. So since we're getting eaten... What do you mean the bot's messing up? Oh, I see what happened. I see what happened. Hang on. Let me go ahead and flush that really quick. My attempt to cancel the poll earlier kind of screwed it up. That's what's happening. There we go. Okay. Alright, so kill! You draw your sword slowly and carefully, hoping not to disturb the creature before you can run it through, but no such luck. It leaps back in alarm. The bat's great wings buffet your face, making it hard to see. You swing out wildly, hoping to chop it from the sky. As the bat comes for you with its claws and gnashing teeth, the bat is flying erratically now. Hang on, I just realized. Die! Another chance follows. You cleave the air with your sword. Hey, Kay. The bat falls to the ground and the light in its eyes go dark. The bat is dead. You toss its carcass back into the woods and now, truly exhausted, lie back. Also, Kay, are you ready to move forward in the campaign? I've already asked Rory. I need to ask Javan, but he hasn't been on. Okay, so now we're having dreams. Once again, the crown fills your dreams. Only now, instead of being hidden away in the Mampang fortress by the Archmage, you see it on the head of the Sightmaster Sergeant. Anyone can wear the crown, he declares to you. But wearing the crown, you are no longer just anyone. And then he points a finger at you that seems to crackle with energy, and you find yourself drawn towards him, commanded to do his bidding. The woman from the inn is beside you. She spits at you when you look at her. Suddenly you are surrounded by a roaring flame, as tall as a forest, and hot as hell. You are walking towards a crack in the ground. It seems to swallow you whole. You stumble at its edge, about to fall, and oh, it's morning. Oh, thank God we got some stamina back. Not all. Just some. The second day of your journey begins in the morning cool. Still halfway between sleeping and waking, you feel the presence of your spirit, the shark, close nearby. Its form has changed since you left Analan, just as you have changed, but it's still swimming beside you. In the temple, they taught you that a prayer to the spirit could heal disease, lift curses, and save you from certain death. A prayer now would be wise, but spirits are not generous and decline to help often. You can ask for a spirit's aid using the pray buttons, but only so often, apparently. Back to the forest. You can feel yourself getting accustomed to the fetid air of the hills. Oh, thank God, our maximum stamina went up. You have now ascended several hundred feet and can expect to make excellent progress before the end of the day. As you crest the brow of the hill, you see something that makes you stop in your tracks. To your left is a clearing, and in the clearing are several poles planted firmly in the ground. On top of each pole is a head. Do we look at the heads, or get out of Dodge? Oh yeah, and Kay, make sure you vote. What would be a song that's appropriate for a place where heads are being put on spikes? Other than Eddie Izzard, of course. What Deutsch? Dwarf Fortress music. Sure. Here's some Dwarf Fortress music. The heads are all kinds of ages, and are of all kinds and ages. Some are recently fixed, while others have decayed, and some are nothing but skulls and hair. There are human heads, goblin heads, and one or two heads of creatures you don't recognize. All of them have sewn up X's on their, are sewn up eyes and mouths. A large X, painted on a nearby rocks, is obviously intended as a warning not to venture any further. But ahead the road forks, left and right, and you cannot be sure which path you are warned not to take. The right-hand path continues to climb, up. The left-hand path winds down the side of the hill. Let's peek ahead. Well, there appears to be a town of some kind up there. And some kind of buildings over there. Usually, Rickard. Right. So, do we go left path or climb path? I thought you were going to make an X death joke, Roximus. See, because it's a tree and there's a giant X on it. And in the original version, they translated that as X dash death because they're stupid. We must look at the map. Whoa, shoot. Here. Well, there's mines over here. We should go this way. I think that's a good idea. What are those red things supposed to be, anyways? Like, I can't tell what that graphic is supposed to be. Sure, Rickard. Left path. Heck with that crap. You make your way down a steep, wooded slope. After half an hour, you hear the gurgling of a stream, and then quite suddenly you emerge from the trees to the edge of a fast-flowing river. Fording would be impossible, but luckily, someone has built a bridge. Hang on, I have a water playlist. Okay, so we can go test it. Test the bridge, cross, or turn back. Rickard, are you asking my question as a player or as a writer? Or as a developer? Because those are three different perspectives. I'm sure it'll be fine. There's not a troll under there ready to eat me or anything. That's true, Leander. I have a bridge to sell you, actually. Alright, cross the bridge. Heedless. You stride straight across, but at the halfway mark, the boards start to creak and come loose. And then one of the ropes holding the bridge up unlashes itself completely, and you are plunged into the water. Plunging into the water, I should say. We can race for the other bank, or try to fall well. In other words, do we go... Or do we try to control our fall? Hang on, let's get some danger music here really quick. What do we do? As a writer? As a writer. That's the hardest of the three options. Haven't you ever watched Looney Tunes, Kay? Alright, we'll try to fall well. Ow. Let's do this. You grab one of the ropes to help slow your fall, and half scrambling, half tumbling, you are dumped into the water without too much injury. We did take a health point there, though. You splash through the water to the other side and come up dripping. You're still in one piece, but your food is soaked. We have no food now, and there's no turning back. Something moves in the nearby bushes. Investigate or ignore. Actually, I just realized I could drive you guys crazy by just having the Jeopardy theme playing on loop for this. I'm not going to do that. Okay, honestly, Rickard, my thought is immediately going towards basically having to choose between which Grey Warden to keep in the party, and the other one either abandoning the group and trying to go it on his own, abandoning the group and trying to make his own Grey Warden party, in other words, lead his own act thing against the Grey Wardens, or what is effectively a civil war. That is to say, the two Grey Wardens become so irreconcilable in their ideas that they actually come to blows, and whichever one wins is the one that gets to choose the Dwarven. That's probably what I would do as a writer, Rickard. Yeah, I know, right, Kay? Ah, there we go. This is Paper Mario 2 music. The winner is Investigate. Alright, I don't know what kind of investigation we're about to have here, so let's get some suspenseful music going on here. Who's there? You demand as you approach the bush, sword drawn. But when you get there, you find nothing. Do you attack the bushes? Or leave? See, in my viewing, Rickard, the reason I took so long to answer that is I was trying to put myself in the mindset of the one who was betrayed by his elder brother, and in the mindset of the one who was castless. And in my opinion, both of them... I don't know, Tigzar, actually. Both of them just would not accept the other option. And would not be able to talk it out, basically. There would be no diplomatic option at all there. No middle ground. So the only way to settle it would be for them to, in one way or another, for the party to split, either by death or by them literally leaving the party. So that could be settled in the proving. But it would probably be approving, and whoever loses would either leave the party, or it would be approving to the death. Alright, let's beat the bushes. Let's see what happens. You beat the bush with your sword and find nothing except for one thing, a hollow tube of bamboo, with touches of colored ink at one end that looks remarkably like a blowpipe. It is cracked and must have been discarded as worthless by its owner, but this might mean whoever put the heads on poles is nearby. You toss the pipe away, but you'd best be on your guard. So, we can follow the path. Follow path. Go through trees. Alright, back to some overworld music here real quick. Whoever did the music for the Donkey Kong Country stuff, the recent stuff, is awesome. Well, that would make it a true dilemma, wouldn't it, Rickard? I can't think of his name. Sure, Dakota. I actually thought about that earlier, and I was like, no, that won't fit. We still have only 4 stamina. I wonder if we could have slept at that village there where we burnt a guy into ash, killed a woman over stew, which we didn't get, and murdered 2 bandits. Follow the path. As you descend, you pass a clearing, which would make for a good place to rest. But without any more provisions, you need to reach a town as soon as possible. Yeah, we literally have no food right now. So hang on. No food. Place is too open anyways, didn't say. If you walk on through the long grass. So I guess we only have one option here. You continue on the trail. The undergrowth around you gets thicker with dense shrubs that snag at your legs as you pass. Suddenly, there is a cracking sound beneath your feet. Branches? Or something else? Do you stand still or jump clear? Tigzar thinks Zozo would fit, but we're not going to do that just yet. Wow, I am genuinely hungry. I may have to pause soon. By the way, we're cutting off the stream early today, theoretically, because I'm going to be going to a thing. Just a heads up on that. No, psychotic. We'll see. Either way, it's pretty possible that we'll be doing Lore Week at the normal time tomorrow. A tie? I apparently only have 10 viewers. You guys suck. Okay. Well, time to use the dice. The dice say we jump clear. Or Leander votes. Which means we stop still. You stop still only for a pitfall trap to open beneath you and swallow you whole. You drop 3 meters into the ground and everything goes black. We have been captured. Way to go, Leander. I'm going to go as a bitter, cynical old man who wishes he was dead. I'm like Kyra. I want to try and stretch my, my acting boundaries. So we have been captured. You slowly regain consciousness. There is a stinging pain in your hands and feet. Something is wrong with your head. Close nearby, some kind of crazed parrot is making an irritating noise. Check for injuries, look around, lie still and listen. You know one weird thought that occurred to me the other day? We know for a fact that things can have hearts in the Kingdom Hearts series, right? So, why did Xehanort want a person as a vessel? When he could construct a thing, like a golem. Or, you know, the Nobody Dragon or something like that. Wow, okay. Hey, Zhenland. Check for injuries. You move to check your head for bruises, but find your arms cannot move. The numbness in your hand is loss of blood. You are tied and bound. Your captors, seeing you struggle, race over to surround you. They prod you with the base of his spear. Judging by what they're wearing around their necks, they are headhunters. Keep in mind we have 4 stamina when you make this choice. We can talk, cast, or wait. What I kind of mean about the vessel thing, I guess my point, Takoida could be right about that, but I think it is my personal opinion Xehanort had the option to craft a vessel. He just didn't want to. In other words, as weird as this sounds, I think the fact that he wanted to take a person as a vessel is indicative of his degradation as a character. That when he was younger he might have considered a golem because, and here's the thing, that's the less evil option. In other words, his goal is to survive into the next era, right? So he is getting old and he needs a new vessel. Makes sense. So he can basically kill someone by taking their body or try to craft a golem. And so in other words, the idea here is that trying to take a body would be the more evil option. Just one of the dozens of ways that show how incredibly screwed up Xehanort has become. There's nothing you can do but wait. An hour or so passes, during which you are left alone. And then suddenly the little men return. Oh my god, they're the guys from Diablo 2. You remember those bastards in Act 3? They lift you up onto their shoulders. You are carried swiftly to the center of the Headhunter settlement. There's much commotion, and several natives rush off to fill a large pot with water to be heated over fire. Meanwhile, you are thrown into a bamboo cage, hands still tied and guarded by a strong warrior. So you're on, Myron. Pray. Wait. And no, we don't know if the construct thing could even work, really. I think it could, personally. But that's my interpretation of the Kingdom Hearts setting. The rules of the setting, if you will. Yes, Genland, we will never use the previous channel ever again. I'm reminded of Secret of Mana more than anything here, to be honest with you. I bet no one will understand what I mean by that. At least not specifically. Pray for aid. You know, honestly, this music just continues to be appropriate for this scene. You concentrate, clear your mind, and level your soul, and lift a prayer to your spirit, the shark. Your spirit offers freedom, escape, and aid for wanderers. You require all 3. But nothing happens. You try again, but it seems your spirit has abandoned you. Perhaps Analand is lost after all. You try to maintain your calm and wait, waiting for an opportunity, but one does not come. After an hour or so... a crowd of headhunters has gathered outside of your cage. They are singing, dancing, sharing wine. The water in the pot is bubbling loudly. 2 of the hunters approach your cage. Be ready to spring, or wait. Now, what's funny is, I actually distinctly recall a choose-your-own-adventure. I used to read, like, all of them. I actually had, like, 100 or so choose-your-own-adventure books. And I distinctly recall one, I couldn't possibly tell you which one, though, where there was a situation like just like this, where you had been captured by natives and they were ready to cook you and eat you, and you're like, oh god, what do we do? And the correct choice was to just let them, because they weren't actually cooking and eating you, they just couldn't speak your language, and were offering you this as like a gesture of friendship. But there was like no indication of that at all. It was a complete psych out. You didn't die if you broke out, you just, you know, went a different path. Be ready to spring. Oh, that looks lovely. You prepare to spring at them as soon as they unlock the cage. One of the hunters opens the door, and you hurl your weight forward and knock the small man down. But the other hunters see your attack. You are now beset not by 2, but by 20 headhunters. They grab your arms and legs. You are powerless one more. All is lost. Then it happens. Dark clouds rumble in low over the camp. When they are directly overhead, they release a torrential downpour, dousing the fire. The headhunters run around trying to cover the flame, and for a moment they drop you, and the water collecting on the floor loosens your bindings. The rain is causing confusion in the village. The headhunters are running for shelter. Run into woods, get gear first. Keep in mind, we still have no food. In general. It's funny you say that, Tigzar. You know what I remember most about those Choose Your Own Adventure books? A lot of them ended in rather gruesome deaths. Like, messed up deaths. Like, it would be like, you're trapped underwater. Do you try this option to get out, or you try that option to get out? And the wrong option would then describe how, later on people would find your skeleton still clinging to the bars or whatever. And it's like, ah! Yep. Drowned to death while struggling. That sounds fun, right? Yeah, the Mario one was... Ugh, that was messed up. That really... There were 2 of them in the recent one we read. Okay, I don't know about you, but... that doesn't look very appetizing to me. Get gear first. You dive quickly back into the hut from which you were brought. All your belongings are there. You grab them. Race back out of the hut. But a hut hunter blocks your path. Knock him down. Find another way. What do we do, guys? Yeah, honestly, I would have gone for my gear, too. I mean, sword, if nothing else. You know there's going to be combat in the future, and getting a new sword is probably is probably going to be a big deal. I mean, in a standard RPG, swords are everywhere, but... I'm treating this in a setting where, I mean, so far we have seen, what, a grand total of 2 swords? No, excuse me, 3 swords, period. It's okay, Roximus, I'm playing Morrowind, so he can have it. Oh, sorry, no, I'm sorry, I'm playing Fallout 1, so he can have it, there we go. We will find another way. We will employ the dumbest writers imaginable. No, I'm... Knock him down. You knock him down with all your force, and he goes sprawling. Then you are clear of the hut. You run, and keep running, until you are deep in the woods, but hopelessly lost. Still, you have your hide. And you are on your own now. You have called on your spirit's help, and while the powers above are giving, they are not generous, and will not help you again for some time. Hint, hint. You come to a stop in a field of long grass almost above your head. But which way to go? There's no time to get your bearings. Do we go uphill or downhill? No, there wasn't, Kay. We did kill a man with a rock. Although, in fairness, it took 2 rocks to kill that guy. And this track continues to be appropriate. The playlist we're playing through right now is called Dead. And it continues to be appropriate for what's happening here. It's over, Anakin! The riders have decided I'm about to win! You underestimate my retcons, Obi-Wan. He was there, Deutsch. I can't actually think of any excuse for why we killed that guy. You race around the curve of the hill, crashing through a thin line of trees until you're quite sure you've not been followed. But where are you now? Well, we are way up here. Wow, okay. Yeah, we are up here now. The path climbs up again to a low hill, covered over with thick bushes and shrubs that snag at your clothing. Halfway up, you hear a sound. Twigs breaking. Freeze or keep walking. Emperor Skywalker. That actually has a nice ring to it, really. Emperor Anakin, or Emperor Annie, doesn't really have the same ring to it. We fall into another pitfall. Why do you people keep trying to get us caught by pitfall trap? That would be really funny if it really was another pitfall and they come by and like, ah, we got you again. I believe there's a there's a concept for that. I'm trying to think what it's called. Oh yeah, we would be the current winner of the Darwin Award if we manage that one. Keep walking. You keep striding forward when suddenly a large creature the size of a bear emerges in front of you. It has black and white fur, a long bushy tail that trails out behind it. Growls menacingly. Attack. Avoid. And welcome back, Vistry. Excuse me. Yeah, no kidding. He was so powerful he could walk the sky. Yeah, thank goodness Vishay never became a title like that, right, Sigil? Or a red shirt, depending on the era lurker. Welcome back, Feelgood. What kind of food you get? Avoid. Leaving the main trail, you slip through the shrubs around the creature. Its patch is clearly the square of dirt through which the path leads. It watches you to ensure you don't come too close, but it doesn't attack. After a few minutes of this, you are on the other side and able to continue. The path leads down through the valley, back up another hill. 2 hours pass. 3 years later... Oh, thank God, a settlement. The sun is just now past its zenith, and everywhere a dusty heat rises from baked earth. You are worn out, almost to the point of physical collapse. You need food, rest, and no more trouble. Today has been too punishing already. You begin to think about where you will stay for the night. Another night sleeping out in the open would be best avoided. But then you see a small village! Do we move on, or look at village? While we're standing looking at it, 3 years pass. We need to sleep before we kill everyone in the village, guys. Or, this could be the beginning of our redemption story. I mean, we could genuinely have looked at what happened with the cannibals and be like, had an epiphany. You know, I will never be like those assholes again, basically. I don't feel like being eloquent. We've got this, guys. We will redeem ourselves. Alright, village. Alright, let's go ahead and switch to the town playlist. Let's hope this isn't some horrible evil place, shall we? Smoke rises from the stacks. The houses are well set, their stone at their bases, and thatched roofs are of grasses and thick leaves. There is, unusually, more than just one street running through the center of town. But it is as though this place, once rich, has had its heart scooped away. Litter surrounds the buildings, and on the edge of the village are rows and rows of empty, abandoned houses. You continue your slow trudge along the path. We can enter the village or avoid the village. Enter a village, avoid village. Actually, this sounds like this should actually be the song for this place, based on that description. Look at this. I mean, I guess we've gone a decent length, really. But, yeah. We are doomed. Now, if I was going to do rune music, I'd do something else. I actually have a rune playlist. Of course I do. Enter village. Okay, let's see what kind of village this is. You walk into the village. Young hill dwellers pass you and stare at your straight clothes. You keep your hand on your solar hilt to give your reply. Do you look at people or ignore people? This place is getting more dangerous all the time, as you can hear. Let me see, where's Phil good on this list? Mr. Philgood, you have voted look on this poll. Yeah, I have it right there. I also see the whisper to Deutsch. Right there. /W Deutschcoin space you have voted look on question mark. Yeah, I can see the bot right here. It's giving out whispers. Look. Their own attire is rough by comparison to your gear. They wear their hair long but piled up on their heads. These people are ghastly poor. The village is like a ghost town here on the knife edge of the backlands. If you do not recover the crown, you could do well to burn this place to the ground to spare these people a worse fate. Wow. Hey, Black Salamander. So we can talk in the alehouse or rest at the inn. So, alehouse or inn. And since this place is even more doomed than I thought. Look, all I'm saying, Baroness, is we have no food and little gold. What the hell, Deutsch? I'm so sad I can't just murder people immediately. Yes, this game is on Steam, along with all the rest of the Sorcery games. Of which there are several. By the way, the bot's on, so no links. In. The village is small enough that you find an inn simply by walking around. The woman who runs the place stands in the door with her arms folded. Are you from the king? She demands. Uh-oh, we need tension music. No, I'm a traveler. Get out of my way. I am on a mission from the king. I don't know which king she's referring to. As we discussed earlier from the lore dump, there are several kings, but we aren't actually on the behalf of any given king from our given kingdom, the Analans. Not that I've heard, anyways. I hope we can kill the king. I love the idea that that guy can still see us. Like the concept that he's just like watching us like, what is he doing? We could also be delusional, Lurker. Hey, Uran. Get out of my way. The woman doesn't budge an inch. I asked you a question. Okay, so I'm not from King. I'm passing through. We need different suspicion. Suspenseful music again! And no, you can't, Iruan, because Twitch does not like me. And never will. Thank you for the thought, though. I like how our options are, we're not from the king or we're not from the king. I'm telling you, we're not from the king. There's no way. Sora just snapped one day. I'll help you. I'm simply passing through, you answer. Oh yes? On your way to where? She has come straight from the kitchen and is holding a short meat cleaver in her hand. Idly she raises it and picks at a fingernail. Across the backlands or none of your concern. My friends are my power. We could probably kill her. That's just been the theme so far. She does have a cleaver, but we have a sword. I think we could get this. It's time to kill. And steal her freaking food! We are hungry, damn it. Out of curiosity, Arrowhead, which game were you going to recommend? Yeah, we could cast one spell. across the backlands. Then you won't be coming back this way. Well, understand this. The woman narrows her eyes at you. This is a guest house, the best in Cristatanti. Only guests stay. And any guest of mine knows it costs me 3 gold pieces to host a traveller overnight, and 2 to feed them. But it's all between friends. So, room, food and room, or leave. You know, I still haven't finished a game of Stellaris. I don't have time. Honestly, we all know entrails make the best cushioning for pillows, so I mean, we could kill her to make her stay more comfortable. We have 14 gold. It's in the upper left, Grey Wolf. You can see our stamina, gold, and food right up there. Just give in, Lurker. Be evil. Join the dark side. Come on, please. I'll be your best friend. Wow, it's ice. I need to eat first. Food's just being served. The woman steps aside and you go inside and sit down. A few minutes later, her husband appears with a steaming pot of skunk bear stew. I'm guessing that's the thing we encountered earlier. It is thick in mud and has a rich and disgusting flavor. You wolf it down all the same, and you leave your coin on the table. Now, technically, we could apparently now disagree with the idea of having me, so thank you. Lie, because we have tons of money, or not after that meal, because we are rude bastards. We've already paid, if you'll notice. We already paid the 2 gold. Do I have, like, nauseating music? I don't think I do. To be appropriate for that. We'll go with this one. Hey, Fearsome. Does nobody look at anything I do ever? I put out a video on both YouTube channels. I did a stream saying we're doing the Switch. It's on my website. Every link now, except for the old links, leads here. I literally don't have any other places with which I can send a piece of information to my viewers that this is the new stream channel. It's okay, I still get messages to this day, or to yesterday actually, about, hey, when did you set up a second YouTube channel? Even though that's been there for a couple months now. Thank you. The woman shows you upstairs to a room. There are 3 other guests already staying asleep, so you settle quickly. The bed is not clean, but it is comfortable, and after a long day and all its narrow escapes, you are grateful beyond measure for the rest. Your dreams of... Oh, we need a... Dream music. Your dreams are vivid, once again. You are somewhere hot, as if swimming in a pool of lava. The smell of herbs and cumin is thick in your nostrils, and all around you hungry mouths are crying out to be fed. Meanwhile, you are falling, endlessly, down, down into a deep pit in the ground, and in the distance a deep voice is booming with laughter. The long, cruel fingers of one hand are curled around the metal frame of a crown, and with the other he beckons you forward as if into a trap. We still have no rations. Cumin. Look it up, Deutsch. C-U-M-I-N. It's a type of spice that you can... You wake early and sit for a moment, in no great hurry to leave the village. This is now the 3rd day of your journey, and the muscles in your legs are feeling lean and strong from so much walking. You spend a short while enjoying the peace, then unhurriedly collect your possessions and set off along the path. Kristatanti is surrounded by several miles of fields. A filthy town set into a bowl of mud. As you follow the path between lines of sun-baked crops, you come to a fork in the road. The right hand leads past a set of outbuildings, while the left leads directly into deep woodland. So, between buildings, enter woods. And we're back to Overworld. But I'll wait until we decide to go. We have 9 gold, no food, and 10 stamina. That tends to be the norm, Salamander, yes. It'll be fine, Fearsome. We'll get captured by the same cannibals as earlier and dragged right back under there. That would be really funny, actually. Enter the woods. I actually have a forest playlist. Well, I don't know what kind of forest this will be, so we'll start with this. You're more than content to leave these villagers behind. The backlands are filled with vermin, and this village marks the start of it. Ugh. For a short while, the sun is fervorous. Then you're between the trees once more, and everything becomes cool and still. You walk for several hours, uneventfully. This is land that was never settled or explored, and very few travel this way. In places, bushes and shrubs have grown over the path. Do we move cautiously? Or hack through? So far, based on my understanding of this character, our inclination would be, die, Trace, die! Ow. I don't think we like trees based on our experience so far. Hack our way through. Moving carefully forward, you use your sword to cleave the bushes. Your progress is quick but silent. Then you come to a fork in the road. Okay, I guess that's just the fork. Someone has thought to make a side. A guide, or perhaps a warning. The way to the right is marked Dumpus. The way to the left is Aliana. Neither way seems the better trod, so we have to choose with no information other than the map showing us. Dumpus or Aliana. Oh, that makes sense, Orion, and I'm sorry. That, sucks. Who needs proper maintenance, Takoida, honestly? I imagine we've never even heard of that. Spoiler alert! There's a house! Or a town! House town, house town, house town. This is called the Mediki Forest. Doesn't really tell us anything. Except there's Medici's here. Damn, looks like Dragoon hasn't. Okay, screw that, we're going to Dumpus. The path continues on between the trees, growing narrower. You have chosen well. This route is untrod, so you are unlikely to meet an attacker. I'm imagining typical fantasy medieval salamander. You walk for several hours, following the twists and turns of the path through the trees. Then suddenly you stop. You've heard a noise up ahead. Something's moving between the rocks and the edge of the path. Walk on. Wait and look. Draw sword. So, yeah. And it's going to be the cannibals again. They're everywhere. They actually have this network of caves, and they can just interact with any spot in the entire overworld map. Cannibals. There's actually several groups of cannibals here. There's networks of cannibals. This is actually a home of the cannibal nation, is what this is. Draw sword. That was quick. You draw your sword and are glad to do so, because moments later you are attacked. In a flurry of foliage and dirt, a rat bear leaps from the undergrowth. It is much closer than you thought. Its sleek black fur allows it to hide in the shadows until it's almost upon you. We're going to defend for our first attack. The rat bear is startled by your approach, but drops quickly to all fours. You drop quickly behind a tree and raise your sword, ready to defend yourself. The rat bear stops a short way from you and lets its tail lash out like a whip. Oh wait, sorry, combat music. Hang on. You chomp it away, drawing thick blood. For a moment, it's close enough for you to smell its sewer breath. It beats the air with its tail. Whoa. The rat bear whips out with its vicious tail. Your own attack is forgotten as you try to regain your balance. For a moment, you look off into the trees considering escape, but the rat bear can run faster than you. Okay, that's not good, actually. In fact, that's terrible. Damn it. Okay, this is bad. This is actually really bad. I'm gonna stop reading these for a second. Damn it! Okay, this is terrible. This guy is defending like crazy, which is really bad. It's drawing out this fight way more than it needs to be. Oof! Yeah, it was going for a big cut. Damn it. Seriously? Seriously? Ugh, we're taking a lot of damage on this freaking fight. Because it keeps defending, and when it's defending, it can only do 1 damage at a time. Ugh. We're almost dead, guys. We did it! Okay, let's try that again. Yes, you can redo battles, by the way. Because we just lost 8 of our 10 stamina. So, whoa! assume something here. Yep. Damn it! I was 0.3 off! Whatever. Yes, sorry, Fearsome. There will never be again a usage of that old name. So... 4 stamina lost. Christ. I don't know if we can do better than that. I'm going to try one more time. So we need... The initial attack needs to be a big one. But not a huge one. Okay. Now... Let's gamble. Okay? Since it did that, we're going to do one more gamble. And that was the incredibly wrong choice to make. God damn it. Fine! Alright, we're losing even more health this time. This sucks. This guy is terrible. 8 stamina lost. Shameful. Holy crap. Alright, last attempt. Okay, so we're gonna start with 6, like we did last time. Or he could just suddenly do 7! Can I just redo that? Yeah. Hey, Sugar Bell. Damn it, I was hoping there was at least a pattern to his attacks. But this round has proven there isn't. Like, I mean, there's a sort of general pattern, but not a specific pattern, which is what I thought was going to happen. Alright. Last time. Jesus Christ. Full power! See, that time he did under 6, just like he was supposed to. What the hell? Oh, you son of... He is yeah, I think you're right, Dakota. Okay. Yeah, you were right, Dakota. He's actually reacting to my movements. Okay. Also, Reuting, make sure you voot. Make sure everyone voots. Okay, we only lost 1 stamina. We're keeping that one. Ahem. With the beast dead on the path, you're free to move onwards. Where's our town music? Down, 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 down. That's a weird town song. The path winds a few more times around gigantic trees, thousands of years old, which you hack down, and then emerges into a sudden plain as if the forest had been scooped away by a giant hand. A river trickles thinly between short grasses by its banks and a tiny village. Village, avoid village. Keep in mind, we have 9 gold, 9 stamina, and no food. Well, let's see. So far, the first villager had a rude woman who refused to serve a stew. The second village had cannibals. The third village had a rude woman who gave us terrible stew for a lot of money. To the village. Today has been mercifully short and uneventful. You have made excellent progress. With a decent meal and a night's sleep, your next day will start auspiciously. So you begin the gentle climb down the village. You follow the path into the village, passing a sign which declares it to be Dumpus. The streets are thin, narrow, and the buildings have been set close together as if to withstand a storm. There is a terrible smell hanging in the air. All in all, it seems to be a fairly unpleasant place. So let's get an Unpleasant Town song going. Unpleasant Town, Unpleasant Town. See you around, writing. So we can explore, in, or talk to NPCs. This isn't really what I was going for. You know what? We haven't actually used this playlist at all yet. Let's use a slightly different type of playlist for this one, shall we? Hang on. We haven't determined if this is Zozo yet. I'm still holding on to that one. I like how our choices are like be social or don't be social, but be explorative. Talk to NPCs. Bzz. You pass along the main path through the village and pause outside a hut in which several of the disheveled hill dwellers are sitting and eating. They seem to be deep in discussion about something. Several are shaking their fists in the air. Lifting back the canvas flap, you step inside. The hill dwellers stop talking immediately and look up at you. One gets to his feet and gestures you forward. You can step forward or indicate my sword. Depending on how this goes, we might finally have found Zozo. In fact, let's just call it official. This is probably Zozo. That's true. I mean, you never see, like, animals kill people. I mean, could you imagine for a moment if, like, the capital city of some undead empire was captured by some penguins? That would be ridiculous! You push back the cloak and rest your hand on the hilt of your sword. The man stiffens immediately, and a few others stand with him. In broken common tongue, the first man croaks, "No weapons." He indicates a table by the door where you may leave the blade. Wow, so we actually have a lot of options here. Remove sword, look at table, enter with sword, leave. My experiences in I Am Setsuna would seem to disagree with that, Roximus. If you have Amazon Prime, you get Twitch Prime too, and it comes with some benefits, basically, okay? I don't even know what all the benefits are, except for a free sub. But now we know the true horror that awaits us within. I hate you, Roxamus. No, I don't. I hate Gary. Because last night, Gary sent me a message with a... It was just a picture, and I knew exactly what it meant immediately. It was a picture of my favorite sushi place. And him sitting at it, eating it. Here, I'll even show you it to you. See if you can see it here. I don't know if you can really see. You can kind of see there. But yeah. He just basically took a picture of his plate. I hate him. So what do we get? Enter with sword. You shake your head and step forward into the hut. The message is clear enough, and all men scramble to their feet. You have quite a fight on your hands against 11 or so opponents. There's no time to draw your blade. You must resort to your fists. What? Okay. Run, fight, cast. We do have 9 stamina. I don't know what we can cast right now. So since we're about to fight, let's get some battle music going on here. Oops, wrong song. Ahem. Heroes don't need swords! Alright, let's see if we can cast Zap or Hot. We cannot cast Zap or Hot. We can cast Gum. No, we can't cast Gum. We can cast Yob. No, we can't cast Yob. We can cast Dumb, which causes clumsiness. Is that it? What is that letter? Oh. Yeah, okay, literally the only thing we could cast right now is Dumb. That's the only spell we can cast right now. Dumb! The hill dwellers begin to swagger and sway as you cast the spell, as if they have drunk too much beer. One starts to laugh, and the next man slaps him on the back and begins to laugh as well. Soon all 10 men are weeping at the silliness of it all. They slap you on the back like good friends and wander away. You are left alone in the hut, surrounded by the detritus of the evening's entertainment you have broken out. We can eat or leave. I'm not giving you a choice. Screw you. You eat what's left of their food, drink their beer, and salute the empty room, and leave the hut. Okay. Explore or in. So I guess we're back to the town now. By the way, one of the options, if we had the components, was to summon a giant into the room. But of course we didn't have the component for it. There needs to be like a cheat for this, which just gives you infinite stamina and infinite of all the components. Because that would be horrifying. I know, right? Hey, we'll kill you! Bam! Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Or FF9's version of Odin. Oh god, wouldn't that be awesome? It's this Okay, so one of the things that I tend to find hilarious, is I have a weird sense of humor, is properly done juxtaposition. So, here we are, in a normal town, just kind of like, yep, nothing going on here, and we want a drink, and they're like, you can't get a drink! And so I summon Odin from FF9, who flings his spear down, and there's this nuclear explosion which destroys the entire town, and I'm just standing there on the edge of the crater like, what do we... to the inn. You find an inn at the very center of Dumpus. It is a tumble-town building, with mats spread along the floor and a kitchen range that fills the air with an appetizing, spicy smell. I'm still craving spicy food ever since that other day. The man who runs the inn is wiry, and looks like as if he does not eat himself. Hang on. 3 gold pieces for hill fox broth, he tells you. 3 for a place to rest your head. You've already eaten today, so you're not actually hungry. Would you like to rest or kill yourself? Rest, be stupid are your options. We are pretty stupid so far. This would make an interesting tale to try and tell. You pay 3 gold pieces, get some stamina back, and you find a mattress in one corner of the room. Oh, dreams. Dreams. Hang on, we gotta have weird music today for dreams. You dream strange dreams as you sleep. Tall trees rise like hooked fingers on either side of you, ready to close into a fist as you creep forward. And hills stretch out into the distance, a frozen sea, treacherously deep. Great forces lie underground, ready to open a hole into the earth. You will never see it in the dark. Overhead, you fancy you hear the flap of giant wings. The birdmen came for the crown. Perhaps, before this journey is finished, they will come for you. You rise early, dismiss the attentions of the innkeeper, who smells, and head out into the street. Within a few minutes of walking, you are out at Dumpus and back on the road. After another hour or so, the way branches, with one path leading up into the hills, and the other turning downhill and along the side of the barren stony ridge. Is that a village you can make out on the top of a hill? Seems a lonely place for it. So we can now go uphill, downhill. No, I didn't, Erwan. I don't really have that much money to spare right now, especially since I'm about to drop either $60 or $120. Probably 60 though. So yeah, I'm not swimming in cash at the moment. But now we're not in the dream, so now we're in the overworld, searching for friends. Right? This is our first hopeful day. We have no food still. Alright. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Alright, Deutsch. Why not? $60 means you have 60 seconds to vote, Sigma. I can determine how much time the poll stays up via counting the seconds. No, I just dropped my phone. Uphill! Oh, that looks like a lovely place. The gentle upward slope becomes a steep climb, and you're forced to be stern on yourself to keep moving. So far, you've been walking through foothills. Now the journey will become more serious. When finally you reach the summit and can look out over the low plateau you have crested, you see the path runs through a small settlement of crudely fashioned huts. Erwan, I don't get review copies of games. Anytime I do anything for the show, I have to spend money to get the copy of the game in order to be able to play it for the show. So, there are villagers out in the street, talking and working. They look like that. Seems a happy, bustling place. That doesn't look happy or bustling to me. No, I cannot cap the votes. I can't cap anything, actually. Approach. Watch. Avoid. Poor Grenzler. I don't know if we can cast Hot right now, Takoida. Notice how we're still the shark, by the way. The shark is the coldest, most powerful of the beasts. She shuns any warm thing, preferring the blood she drinks to be cold. No shark has ever been befriended, tamed, or trapped. The shark moves in silence and kills with vigor. We could pray for healing, but let's not annoy the shark, shall we? I prefer not to, Eru, for many reasons, which I don't feel like going into. But even if I could, for the most part, it's not. Most people don't actually still own the games that I am doing for the show. For example, if a game literally just came out, I don't have anyone I could go to and say, hey, give me a copy of that game, because they're also playing it. Or they don't have it. So, no. For releases, I cannot actually do the Steam friend things. It's actually not possible. We will be tying between watch and approach. Okay. Oh, hang on. Let me switch to town music. So, watch or approach. We will be watching, apparently. Lord knows I get several game donations, but that doesn't change the fact that I still have to buy quite a few games. Approach. There seems no obvious danger. You approach along the path until you are close enough for the villagers to notice you. The effect is immediate. They begin to scurry inside their huts. Perhaps your reputation precedes you. You cannot help but notice what a sorry bunch they are. Squat, short, and limping strangely. Their bodies are thin and malnourished. And as they disappear through the doors, you notice some are missing limbs. So we could invade home or walk through. I'm going to give you music. You should act appropriately on the music. Oops, wrong one. There we go. That's the one I wanted. You know what we must do. Out of my way. I'm going to find my mother. I hope so, Takoida, because that'd be awesome. If we'd been nice so far, they might have been like, hey. There should be a walk through village while it is on fire option. Yes, we're playing Kuja, Luxia. You shove your way in one of the huts. You find the place to be an impoverished hovel. The hut has no furniture. A small fire burns in the middle of the floor, and by the far wall an ill-looking family is huddled together. The woman lifts a shaking hand as if to hold you back. Steal, cast, leave. And just because I can check, let's see if hot is available, because that might change your vote. Nope, we cannot hot. We can create a stench. Cause stupidity. Create a force field, cause stupidity. Did I do that one? I think that's it, actually. Yeah, we can create a force field or cause stupidity. These are our options for casting. See you around, Vistra. We can't heal. We actually don't have the components. Alright, so we are causing stupidity or force field. I'm gonna go with stupidity. You cast the spell, they do not change. Let's redo that. Because that's just disappointing. We watch. We go close. Okay, here we go. Alright, into the house. Steal! You look around for anything worth taking with you, but there's nothing here. It's not even worth taking the young boy to carry your pack. He looks thin as a sick goat. The man appears to be trying to speak, but his voice is nothing but a dull croak. So yeah, we can't actually. The people are ill and frail, sick of the very sight of them. You leave the hut and quickly continue on beyond the village. Damn. We can't kill them. We don't have components for heal, Shunland. We have components for nothing, actually. We can do force field or dim. That's why I was doing all those tests to see which spells we could cast. So, we can't do anything there. The path beyond the village heads downhill once more between thick trees, before turning into a narrow goat track that crosses a rough peak. From the summit, you get a wide view. Look or keep going. Yeah, this is why I would love a infinite components mode for this, because then we could just go and infinite stamina, because it'd be like, oh, let's see, I could make them dumb, or make a giant summon! There's also a petrify option there, I don't know if you saw that. Turn to stone. Or we could heal them, you know, if we decided to not be horrible. Just for 5 seconds. Yeah, we do appear to be playing Darth Malik here, near as I can tell. These people are not worth my time to destroy them. Because we're pathetic, we're not smart, and we're stupidly evil. Hey Jedi, did I already say that? Ugh, I can never remember. I don't know enough about it, Jedi, to really answer that. Ahead, down a steep slope, the next village is sprawled out before you, and even from here you can catch the sound of merry voices shouting from the streets. It must be a carnival. Looking right, you hear a roaring noise. You can just make out a beautiful, majestic waterfall, plunging from a cliff into a great rock bowl. You watch for a few minutes, marveling at how clear the water seems. When it's time to move on, you follow the track down a steep incline. Looks like our only option is go to the town. Through the water, of course. Some way down the hill, you stop for a rest and sit on a boulder to survey what lies ahead. The path leads downward, and its foot, cradled between three peaks, is a village. Quite a large one at that, compared to the mournful spot you just passed through. Behind you, the sun is falling rapidly into the hills. Do we approach? Oops. Approach. Avoid. Yes, Dakota. Makes sense. If they're taking everything from the sick village. Social combat. Begin! You know what I should play if we do another social combat? Hang on, let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? But we're not there. We approach. Your heart swells. A village might mean a chance to restock on provisions. You hop down from the boulder and make your way forward, when an overhanging branch touches your face, and you hear a lively chirping. We can freeze. That's always worked out so well for us. Whip out sword. Not in public. Turn around or keep going. Interesting, Leander. So we can change our gold, at least. We cannot change our other things. I wonder if there's just a plain old save editor for this. That'd be nice, too. Oh, right, I can get rid of this now. So, since we're in a tense moment here... I mean, since I'm on Undertale anyways. Actually, here it is. That's the wrong thing. What's about to happen, guys? There's actually a specific song I wanted to play, and I can't seem to find it. I don't know what it's called. Oh, whip out the sword. So maybe this is an appropriate song. Your arms rushes for your sword and you pull it clear. Something nearby leaps backwards. Hovering by your shoulder is a small creature the size of a bird, too small for your sword to cut. It is childlike, but very thin, with green skin, and it flits around on transparent wings. It seems friendly enough. It even lands on your shoulders, its tiny clawed toes pinching it slightly. Talk. Shake it loose. Cast. Move on. And before you vote, let's... I probably should have done this first. Let's see what options we've got here for casting. We cannot do hot. We can create a shield, which costs a gold. We can create a wall, which costs a lot of stamina. We can't do that. We can clone the caster. We can cause depression. Looks like that's it. So what was that? Shield, clone, or cause depression are our options for casting. Of course, if you cause depression, it just does this. Alright, so I'm going to let you decide, because we can clone, shield, or depress. I think it was depress. Yep. Ah, you guys. I'll wash my hand of this. I'm gonna laugh if depressed does nothing. That would be funny, Lurker. We should create a grand clone army. Luxia. I prefer droids myself. What was the song I wanted to play? We'll do it this time. Okay, what are we doing? Depression. Nothing happens. We burnt a stamina to do nothing. We can talk, shake, and that's the only options I'm giving you. Talking's when you do this. It did work, Leander. Who knew? But anyways, back to the dating stuff, because we're basically just stuck in this here. Talk! Okay.
Get off me, you flying rat!
And hello to you, too. My name is Jan. Wow, I like how we're just automatically a jerk. What are you? What do you want? Those are almost the Babylon 5 questions. I actually did 2 Junland. For many, many reasons. Yeah, apparently we're just bad guys at this point, Deutsch. I don't know why. It's almost like the game's keeping track or something. I hope there's like some kind of thing at the end. It's like, here's all the choices you made. You monster. Yes. Has Comes the Inquisitor come out yet? Because it's coming out in the next 2 months, I know that. I know that's not narrowing it down much. But what do you want? What is it you want? What do you want?
See that village? Last time I tried to go through, they told me I wasn't welcome, so I wouldn't mind some protection.
What are you? What's in it for me? Where I'm going is dangerous. These are weird options. Oh god, Lurker. Uh-oh. Things are getting tense, guys. Has anyone played Sorcery 1 before, by the way? Alright. I'm ready. But I can't tell what we're doing yet, because I'm waiting on you guys. What's in it for me? And what do I get?
My advice? I am small, but I've got a big brain. Means I've been to a lot of places, and I can remember them too.
The creature starts hopping up and down.
Come on, let's get going, can't we?
So, what are you, or where I'm going is dangerous. Hey, Drakentar. I think this song is appropriate for those who will get it. Yeah, what? Now, I bet you guys are all upset about trying to depress this poor thing now. Where I'm going is dangerous. Where I'm going is dangerous, he warned the creature. You might be killed traveling with me. The creature shrugs.
I've got small wings. Can't get far on my own.
So now we literally have to ask, who are you? The creature does a backflip and a low bow.
I am Minimite. Pleased to meet you.
It reaches out a tiny hand and shakes your earlobe. I will eat you if you try that again.
I will choke you if I do. Tiny bones.
It flipped to your other shoulder.
You're not in a hurry, are you? Do you want to sleep out in the rough?
So, I'm not going anywhere until you've gone, or what can you tell me about the village? I need a song for this stupid thing that won't leave us alone. Give me a second. What can you tell me about the village? What can you tell me about the village? Is it safe?
Oh, that is Britanti. It's very safe. This is the largest village in the whole of the Shamutanti Hills. Every traveler who comes this way spends at least one night there. So it's a little expensive, especially for mini-mites. But it's pleasant enough.
So, go away or let's go. Basically, seems to be the options here. Anyone ever see the first Shrek movie? There's that scene where he squeezes out the caterpillar to make toothpaste. Just picture that, except with the with the fairy, so we just squeeze the guts out of the fairy and then eat them. Slowly, of course, to make sure that, you know, they feel every moment, as long as they're still capable of feeling. Whoop. Shoot. Alright, so we are apparently going with Robo, or R66Y if you prefer. R66Y, that is my name, but you can call me anything. Anyway, so town music. I actually was getting this ready earlier. And then we spend forever talking to this frickin' fairy. I've lost it now. It should be like right here. There it is. Okay, let's go! Wait, that's the wrong thing. Okay. Sorry. Okay, we can go into the town or sleep outside. We have 6 gold left. Sleep outside. Enter town. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to vote on this one, so this is your advance warning, okay? You only get 10 seconds to vote on this one. Go! Alright, we enter the town! You continue along the path. The sound of festivities grows louder. It's almost spooky here in the shade of the valley, after so long on the dire road. The people in this village seem to be enjoying themselves.
See?
The Minimite on your shoulder remarks.
I told you it was a happy place.
Ahem. What's going on, or keep going? Oh. For those curious, someone will be joining me on the Halloween stream. They're very happy because they're about to eat us, yes. And of course, what would a stream be without Void Yoshi? It's kind of less voidy today. Alright. What's going on? John, what's going on? Are they bewitched?
No. If there was magic, believe me, I'd know. This is the Festival of the Young.
What's that? Enter festival. Avoid festival. I love how many options they're giving us to not go to this festival. This seems like good voting music. I know, right, Dragontor? I had a GM once who basically was like, you know, where do you want to go? And it's like, I want to go to this town. Really? Are you sure? And he kept couching it in like, oh my god, some horrible evil death is going to befall you if you enter the town. It turns out that he had an ambush planned, not in the town, that he wanted us to fall into. So he was like, the town's horrible and evil, and you get a really bad feeling, and it's like, yeah. Alright, to the festival. Okay, hang on. I don't have any other festival music. Like, what's another festival? Oh, I know of some festival music. Hang on. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a moment. I don't think I have a variant of it, so we'll have to play the original. Sorry, guys, you're going to have to endure the nightmare. As soon as I find it. Because I don't know what the name of the song is. You pass the first few buildings where you find a number of children sitting in the street and drinking ale from deep mugs. Further on, a young boy is holding an old woman over his knee and is spanking her. On the other side of the street, a group of boys is outside a hut with a sign that reads Glandor's Tavern. It is complete mayhem. So we can... I'm not going to do a leave town at this point. So we can enter tavern or go further. I also have a prediction of what we're going to find in the tavern. That might have been my dyslexia, guys. Now, let me ask you something. Why do you think we'd go into this town? Is it A, because we're sure we think there's no problem, B, because we've given up, or C, because we know we're going to win? Oh, so it actually was a boy spanking a woman. Really? That's really weird. There it goes. Enter the tavern. Behind the bar, a thick-set man is wiping mugs down. He's got a weird yellow mohawk and kind of garish red robes. Greetings, stranger. I'm Glandragar. Can I be helping you? We can say hi, booze, leave. Oh god, a society in which the young punish the old. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go there. Although we're in a bar now. Do I have like... I don't have like tavern music. This kind of works as tavern music. Hi. Bye. No, she'd get the guillotine for broccoli, Jedemiah. On a tie! Of course it's a tie. So high or booze are our options. I'll roll for it. Apparently we are getting booze. How much for a mug of ale, you ask? It must be right thirsty to be so upfront. 2 gold pieces, and it's the finest in town. Well, it's the only ale in town. I make sure of that. So we can buy, lie, or leave. Wait. We just got interacted. We that's a monopoly, right? We have 6 gold left for anybody who isn't looking up there and seeing it. Yeah, I'm actually rather pleased with this variance. Leave! Peace! You know where to find me when you dry out. So let's go here. You head out of the tavern and turn a corner to find a group of girls standing by a signpost pointing to the crystal waterfall. They are tripping up their elders as they pass and giggling. Ask about waterfall. Move along. Move along. You know what? I see a lot of O1s. You stomp by the group and ask them about the waterfall, but they are too distracted by Jan, whom they delight in poking, tickling, and generally cooing over. After a few minutes of them asking asking them about the waterfall, you give up and walk away. One of the girls calls, "Come back!" and another shouts, "The water's good for you!" Jan sighs, already missing the attention, but comes back to your shoulder. Hello, Azura. You leave the girls to their snickering. So we can find an inn or visit the waterfall. Inn, waterfall. I like this part of the song in this particular variance, too. Because it sounds kind of remorseful. Like a lamentation. What the hell, Imperium Bot? Okay. Let's try that again. There we go. Sorry. I forgot I cut off the earlier vote. My bad. Try again. Inn or waterfall? Yeah, I forgot I just went with the waterfall earlier. Fault. Yeah, I didn't want to close poll because I completely screwed up the bot last time I did it. So I should have just waited. What time is it? I'm going to pause for a couple of minutes because I have an event tonight that I would like to be myself at, and I'm already getting a headache from having not eaten today. So I'm going to get some food. So I'll be right back, guys. Theoretically, yes, Zeiss.